So in the previous part, we had a introduction of this chapter, that is breathing and exchange of gases. In this part, let us begin with knowing the basic differences between respiration and breathing. We all know that in this chapter, we are going to go in detail about external respiration. So what is respiration basically? It is a chemical process, whereas breathing is physical process. So why it is called as chemical process? Because the complete reaction is taking place inside the cell, right? So it was very much clear in yesterday's part itself, that is the cell uses oxygen to break down glucose or amino acids or even fatty acids so that we can get our energy out here, right? So that is why it is called as chemical process. But here there are many various types of organs which are involved for giving us oxygen or even to take out the carbon dioxide which is produced by the body as a waste product. So here various organs are involved, and we all know that what these organs are generally called as. So these are called as the respiratory organs. Whereas here, who is involved? Only different types of, or all the cells are involved in this part. And yes, for this respiration, or where the cell is undergoing this kind of different functions in it, it has to have this catalyst in it, which is nothing but enzymes. So for respiration, enzymes are needed. So here enzymes are involved for this process, whereas for breathing, we all know that it's a very basic physical process by which all the different organs are bringing up their functions together. You don't need any enzymes for this. So this is here, enzymes are not needed. So this is the reaction by which, or this is a process by which the energy is released in the body. So this releases energy, and here there is no release of energy. So these are the basic things, the basic differences between respiration and breathing. So in that case, we are learning about external respiration. Let us take this in one shot, like a schematic representation. So where in environment which is rich in the gas which we need, that is oxygen, so this enters our lungs. From here it reaches blood, tissues. From tissues it is going to come to the cells. And what happens inside the cell? We all know that. What is the reaction called as? Yes, the cellular respiration. So inside the cell, what happens? Cellular respiration happens. This is also called as the internal respiration, where, let me write the reaction again. Okay. So this is what is going to happen inside the cell, and as a result of our cellular respiration, there is a waste which is produced by the cell, that is our carbon dioxide, right? So what happens to this carbon dioxide? From the cell, it enters into the blood, right? The carbon dioxide is going to enter into the blood. So blood is going to carry it forward to lungs, right? So this is going to be released out into the environment. So we are going to learn in this chapter regarding how these things are happening. Okay, that is why it is called as what? External respiration. Whereas this side will be taught in the botany part, which is called as respiration. So next, let us learn about the different types of respiratory organs that we see in different types of animals. That is the mechanism of respiration. Nothing but external respiration. I meant as external respiration here. That is breathing is very different among different animals. So why this difference? We all know that there are many different chain of organs which are present in our respiratory tract. The main organ being the lungs. Lungs is not only the organ which is used for respiration in all the different animals. So in that basis, why there is difference in these kind of mechanism in breathing? So it depends on two different things. Difference is due to, first reason is its habitat, where that animal is living, and the second point will be its level of organization, whether it is made up of cellular level, tissue or organ system, anything like that. So based on these two things, the differences can be seen in different types of animals. On that case, the lower organisms, in the case of sponges or even coelenterate, platyhelminthes. So who is helping here in exchange of gases? Their entire body surface itself is helping them in exchange of gases. So how is this possible? Because of the simple process called as diffusion. So entirely their body surface itself is supporting for simple diffusion. So let us make a point here. Exchange of gases happens across the body surface by the process of simple diffusion. Okay, so in the case of all these lower organisms like sponges, coelentrates, platyhelminthes, how exchange of gases is going to take place? It's because of simple diffusion, and it is happening all the way across their body surface. Okay, I have written it twice here. Let me correct it. There. Body surface. Yes. Next, what about other groups of organisms, right? So this is, let us take this as our first category, and next comes our second category. Like, let us take an example of annelids, that is earthworm. So we all know that the earthworm skin is very much thin and it is very much moist. It's because of the layer called as cuticle. So what is cuticle? Cuticle is the thin protective layer above the epidermis. So the epidermal layer which is present below this cuticle is also going to secrete the mucus. Because of that, the cuticle is going to remain always moist. So this is very much wet, which means the layer is very much moist. So this cuticle helps in exchange of gases in the case of earthworms. Next, if we are coming to the category of arthropods like insects, especially in the case of insects, we all know that they have a lot of network of tubes which are called as the tracheal tubes. So here in the case of insects, it is the tracheal system which are helping them in exchange of gases. Regarding this, we might have learned in detail under the concept of cockroach. So this is in the case of insects. What if in the case of aquatic arthropods? So in the case of aquatic arthropods and even mollusks. So all of them are going to breathe with the help of the organs called as gills. So gills are considered as vascularized organs. So what do you mean by the term vascularized? Gills are the organs which are having a network of supply of blood capillaries into it. So such type of organs are called as what? Vascularized organs. And the respiration which is happening by the help of gills, that type of respiration is called as branchial respiration. Okay. Next, coming on to the terrestrial forms. So in the case of terrestrial forms, they breathe with the help of another vascularized organs called as lungs. So the respiration which takes place with the help of lung is called as pulmonary respiration. It's called as pulmonary respiration. Okay. Next, what about in fishes? It was gills, and in the case of terrestrial form, it was lungs. Okay, let us take this part as invertebrates. Fishes will breathe with the help of gills, and all the other higher animals, they are going to breathe with the help of lungs. Higher animals in the sense I am meaning here amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, all of us, like all these group of animals, we all breathe with the help of what? Lungs. And there are even certain animals here. For example, let us take frog, which comes under amphibian itself. Yes, it respires with the help of lungs, but still it can also respire with the help of skin. So such type of respiration is called as cutaneous respiration. So it is cutaneous respiration. So far we have understood about all the different types of organs which are helping in breathing among all the different groups of animals. So in the next upcoming part, let us discuss about the different types of respiratory organs that are found in human beings.